Have you been doing a lot of sitting and stressing and just feel really tight and contracted in your body? If so, I've got a beautiful, relaxing stretch class coming your way. I can't wait for you to try this one. It's going to work you from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head and all the parts in between. Hi, I'm Renee McLaughlin. I'm a somatic movement educator, and I help women find the joy and ease, lighten up in their bodies, mind, and spirit. Alrighty, you ready? Well, no more talking. I'll meet you on the floor in the studio. I'm excited to share this workout with you guys today. So we're going to start seated in this way if this is okay for your knees. If not, you can certainly do it starting here with one leg in front. I'm going to do it, though, seated this way. And you can always just put like a book, a pillow or something kind of right there at your tail, which will lift you up. And that way there's not much pressure on the knees. That looks good. And just kind of settle down. It's kind of interesting. This is kind of a nice, comfortable position, because it allows your spine to be straight. It allows your spine to do some movement, but you're up a little bit higher. All right, so let's settle into the room here. We're going to do our 3-part breath in this position. So we do the 3-part breath on our backs. We've done it in that more seated position. Let's try it here. Same movement though, in through the nose, expanding the belly up through the rib cage, chest, and we go chest on down. So inhale through the nose, expand the belly. And just notice how that tailbone might arch to the back, a little bit of a duck feather there. Exhale. So you can do it exhaling like a shush through the mouth or through your nose. Now just do it again, really gently like you just did. Notice how much tension you might have, especially in the belly. Inhale. Is it easy to do it? The rib cage lifts, the chest lifts, the hands move apart from each other. Exhale, starting from here, the chest, and rib cage, and belly. The hands come together. Now at the very end with the belly, hold the breath out and just take your belly button and pull it all the way back so you get a complete exhale. Notice if that's challenging. It's hard to keep the air out, so let's inhale one more time. Getting that full breath. Exhale really slowly. Let's do it like a shush through the mouth. Dropping the chest, rib cage drops, belly comes in. So just allow it to go to wherever it's ready, and then at the very end, pull it in. Notice how you're really probably curling under. Those hands are together. One more time, inhale into the belly. Slow breath, arching the back, and hold for just a sec. And let's exhale again through the mouth, slow. Relaxing as you do it. Noticing how much you're curling that back automatically, belly button, pull it in. And then just come to a neutral. Hands down on the knees. Just notice how you feel with those really big deep breaths. So beautiful for respiratory health and just to relax that nervous system. So now since we're in this position, we're going to do a little bit. We're going to start at the toe stretch. I'm going to go to the side just to show you. You can stay where you are. I'm going to take out my little thing between my legs. So you can come forward here. Tuck your toes under. Bring the feet pretty close together. And ideally, if you can get the heels close together, do. Mine tend to go out, which is not as good on the ankles. And then just start to walk your hands back in towards your body. Now, again, this is really challenging. So if you can just stay right here and feel a stretch in the foot, stay here. If you're like, no, I can do some more, then you might want to bring your torso up. So the more, if you're up like this, shoulder to hip, you have all this torso weight really pressing into the knees and into the toes. So you go to wherever you need to. And we're just going to be here for about, I'll see, maybe a minute if we can hang. So I find as I'm in this position, I have to keep pulling my heels in a little bit. Just relax the shoulders. While we're here, let's take another nice deep breath into the belly. All the way up, exhale. See if you can really relax the rest of the body. I know when I first started doing these toe stretches, I could barely stay like this for 5 seconds, but now I'm pretty good. So again, after a while, it might be too much. Just bring your body weight forward. Nice. Let's just go another breath. Inhale. Exhale. All right, before you hate me, come forward. And then take your toes and just gently tap them. The tops of the toes, gently tap them, get some energy going on in there. And now we're going to stretch the tops of the feet up through the shins. So again, same idea. You can come back, drop your tail to the top of the legs. This might be enough, or start to pull your hands and your weight back. Maybe just this is enough. Or what I find I need for a really good stretch is I put my hands next to me and I gently lift my knees. So again, this is a interesting stretch. Yeah, you got it, Tammy. Nice work. And just staying here. We'll do it for about 2 breaths. This is a beautiful, both the toe and this shin stretch are beautiful to do before and after you go walking, to really warm up in those lower legs. So just breathe into it again. If it's too much, you can go back down. So just hang in for a little bit longer. If you even want more, you can put your hands on your knees and pull them up gently. It's kind of a balancing act here. I think that's enough. What do you guys think? Let's drop it down. Beautiful. Hands here. Let's just come up quickly onto all fours just for a nice integration. Let's just do a nice little spinal roll. In other words, bend your left elbow, hip to the left, and then take it back. We're just going to do some really nice little spirals. Just some spirals up and around. Up and around. And when you're ready, go the other way. Outstanding. All right, from here, let's go into a nice downward dog. Now, one thing you can do is have your fingers a little bit towards the center, stretching out. If you need a little bit of help with the wrist, you can pull up at the middle of the palm. That gets a little bit less stress there on those wrists. And then just tuck your toes. Oh my goodness. And lift straight up. So you're lifting up through the tail just to get a nice stretch on the lower legs. You can do a little bit of walking. And now we're going to go into what is called the dragon stretch for our hips. So from here, you can lift one leg up and then bend it and bring it through the hand. Or just bring it through and get into this position however you can. Either way. So I'm going to drop my toes and shift. So the idea for this is we're going to be opening up in this back leg hip. So however you can get in. If that was too challenging to get in from all fours, you can just bring one leg up. It's beautiful. Slide the other leg back just till you get that good stretch here. And then I'm going to invite you to explore what works well for you. So you can have your book or your block on the inside of that front leg. You can have your hands there. You can come down lower. You can even, I'm going to stay there. This is just a visual. The other thing I like to do sometimes is putting both hands on the inside of the front leg. You can even bring that front leg out to the side and be even on the outside of the foot and get an inside stretch there. So these, you just make these your own, just kind of play. And you don't on these, you can find a place and just hang there and let it lengthen, or you can move around a little bit in it. So again, these are just deep hip stretches. Move around, see what works for you. You can take your hand on either side of the front leg. You can use your block or books if you want to get up a little higher. That's another potential. Whoop, come here, baby. There you go. Sometimes this can be nice too. I'm going to breathe into it. Good work, you guys. Beautiful. All right, now a nice way to get out of this one, putting both hands on the inside of the front leg. Shift the hips back. Might even want to get a little bit of a hamstring stretch there on that first front leg. But then take that front leg back. And let's just take it into a bit of a child's pose back so we can bring it back opposite. Whether you want your knees out a little wider or not, just coming down, maybe shifting the hips a little bit side to side. I like to shift my hips, say, to the left and put my arms to the right, especially that outside arm, and get a nice side stretch as well as we integrate between the two. And back to the center. I'm going to come back in now into all fours, and I'll get into dragon that way. If you prefer a bigger stretch with the downward dog, please feel free to do that. And then I'm going to take my other leg and bring it forward, sliding the other one back. So we'll get into this stretch on the other side. Again, same thing. Feel free to adjust, move it around, take that other leg out. And you don't have to do the same thing on both sides. Each side might call for something different. You know, like you might find, oh man, I can really feel that not in a good way on one side, but it felt good on the other. So one of the things I like to do is kind of on the long leg on the back, take that same side shoulder and almost hunch it up. So you get a big stretch all the way up the whole side of that torso. Mm-hmm. These stretches can be so deep, aren't they? That's why I do like also sometimes moving around in it and seeing the best place. Beautiful. All right, so again, shifting that hip back, stretching out in that hamstring. Nice, bringing that front leg back again. into all fours. I'm going to switch back one more time into a child's pose, just to shift the hips around a little bit, again, side to side. And now, as though that weren't enough for deep hip stretches, now we're going to go into a move that is called sleeping swan. So again, you can be on your all fours. Take one leg up forward, slide the other leg back, and you can either have this leg in like this or out a little bit, and you're just going to come on over. And we are going to do a little bit of a longer hold here. If you want something that's nice just for your forehead, and you will know where you are stretching this out because it's going to be in that front hip. Beautiful. So let's stay here. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. You can really take your time, breathe and relax in and allow those tissues to get stressed and stronger. Checking in the whole time in the body, checking to see where are you holding tension that maybe you weren't even aware of. And see if you can breathe and let that other tension go. Sometimes areas like forehead, jaw, when you're holding tension in your jaw, you can kind of open the mouth and just relax it. Of course, neck and shoulders. How about the long leg? Is there a reason to really hold it tight, or can you relax that? How about belly? When you take a nice deep breath into the belly, do you feel like there's some resistance in there? Can you let it go? We'll just take 2 more nice deep breaths in this position. Let's slowly make our way back out, but really slowly. That's a deep hip stretch. So just really slowly bring yourself up. Might want to shift your hips back, hands behind you. And let's just do a little bit of windshield wiper here. So that leg that was externally rotated, take a moment and internally rotate it. And up and over to the other side. Beautiful. Nice. And we can come up into all fours, and we're going to go to the other side. So just remember what leg you had in front, not that you could forget that. And we'll do that whole sleeping swan on the other side. So it's nice to do it on all fours, and then just bring that knee up, slide the other leg back, kind of wiggling around to find your place for this. And settling in.
Again, checking in. Where are you holding tension? You can now just put your focus on and allow it to relax. Especially with these deep stretches, deep hip stretches and openings, the body is really protective in these deep areas, holding a lot of emotions, sometimes trauma, etc. So other places around the body tense as it starts to feel the stretch here. So in this moment, you can allow those places to just relax. And allow that stretch to move right where you're asking for it, right in that front hip. Breathing in, breathing out. Very good, you guys. All right, so gently again, making your way back up. Shifting it back. Windshield wiper one more time. Ooh, internally rotate that leg. Yowza. And the other way. Yeah, just side to side. Woo. And then I'm going to put them straight and just kind of do a bit of a shake, maybe even a bit of a percussion here on the legs. Get everything kind of moving back in the kidneys and adrenals. Down, maybe on the inside of the feet. Back up into the inside of the leg. Awesome. And let's do a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So I thought before we get into some of our big side moves with the legs, let's do a somatic release. So the somatic release is going to lengthen the muscle. Then we can get into the deep connective tissue. So sitting up tall, just notice kind of if your feet are about even with each other in length. You might want to sit up, just arch over, hinge over from the hips, and just relax your head over. Noticing, this is just to notice, where are you from a hamstring tension point right now? How low does your torso go towards your legs without you pushing it? And then just bring yourself up. And again, you can use your towel if you need to, or just your hands. Let's do our somatic hamstring stretch. So we're going to bring it up. I'm going to do the first one without it, intertwining the hand. You're going to pull up, arching the back, looking up, and then press the heel gently in the ground to straighten the leg, pulling back at the hand, and bringing the head down at the same time. Just take that leg out to wherever it's ready to go. When it's as straight as it's ready to go, release, relax everything. It's really nice to take just a second, completely release, and then walk yourself back up. Notice if you already got a little bit of length. Look at that, I already got about an inch, pulling it up again. So if you don't have the arm length, you can always use a towel, pulling back, using it right at the ball of your foot, and pressing it out, taking it down. It's a slow release as you straighten it out, relaxing the head at the very bottom. Drop the towel if you have it, and just let everything relax. Relax the head and the neck, the shoulders, the legs. And come back up. We do each side 3 times. Woo! I guess I needed a stretch on that side. And one more time, pulling it up. It's nice with the towel, you can really pull into the ball, bending those elbows and arching the back as you look out. And take it on down. That looks beautiful, you guys. Slow releasing all the way down. The head goes with you. And at the very bottom, drop and relax. And come on up. So I can see that leg was much longer. Ooh, Robin's leg is much longer. Look at that. You really lengthened that hamstring. All right, let's go to the other side. Same thing. Lift it up and taking it down. All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way to the bottom. And relax. One of the things that we've learned is that the brain learns through contrast. That's why we check before we do it, and then we check after in each time. So the brain's like, oh, look at that, it worked. We're training the brain to keep the hamstrings longer. Then we celebrate. Yes, that's what we want. So we take a moment to kind of get excited, and that lets the brain know, yes, that's a positive feedback loop. We'll take it all the way down and relax. And one last time, notice if the legs are starting to come even with each other. Pulling up and stretching it down. And letting it go. And coming back up. Whew. Nice work, you guys. Did you even it off? Yep, pretty much. Nice. All right. So now that we did that, let's just check. We'll do our final check. So again, the legs are straight, hinging forward. Allow yourself to come over. And just notice if that torso is now closer to the legs. And if you feel less tension in those hamstrings. Nice work, you guys. It looks like everybody got some good length there. So lovely. Yes, I love it. All right. So now we did those hamstrings. Let's do, you know what? We're going to do this move. So you're just going to bring those legs out wide. So we did the under hamstrings. Now this is going to also stretch there and a bit of inner thigh and even some outer thigh. So everybody goes to their own place. So you can hinge forward. Until you feel that stretch. You do want to feel like you're arching back. So if you don't have a lot of pelvic movement, one of the things you can do is put your hands behind you. You can lift the tail, even if it doesn't go far, it's almost the intention, and then arch your back like little duck feathers back there, and then re-drop down. You'll feel that you're now sitting on the top of those hip bones. You can flex the feet and then just come over to wherever and whenever you feel that stretch on the inner thighs. So we'll all be in a different place, and then you can relax over. You can use blocks or whatever you need to just support your head. And we'll be here for a good 2 minutes. If you're also looking for some more stretch, one of the things you might notice too is sort of where your kneecaps are facing. So if your knees tend to roll down in the front of your body more towards the floor, you can always think about externally rotating the thighs out just a little bit more, and you'll notice how that stretch really shifts and moves. So all the different angles that you'll have those legs in will give you a different sensation of stretch. There's just so many places you can find it in this. You can flex the feet and notice how that will shift. And if you're feeling tight there and want to stay there with a flexed foot too, then you can just relax the feet all together, doing not a flex or a point. Notice what you feel there.
And then you can also point the toes and notice how that shifts. So now gently, gently, gently bring yourself back up. Let's just do a little bit of side stretching in here. Once you're here, just kind of hang here for a sec. And then you might want to take one hand to one side, lift the other one up. So I like to put my hand here, and then if you can, or you can put it on top, you can put that elbow towards the knee to push down into the ground with the hand and out towards the foot to ground the hip. And then you can just take it up and over. You can even put the hand behind the head, lifting, you're not pulling on the head. It's just kind of a way to stabilize it. That's a short lever, if you will. So you're kind of stretching out from that hip up through the elbow, or you can straighten the arm. In this position, it's nice to take a deep breath into that rib cage. Feel the stretch, exhale. Let's see if you can get just a little deeper. Let's just take one more beautiful breath in this position. This won't be one we'll stay long. And exhale. Beautiful, dropping the top hand. Good. Pushing down to slowly make your way up. And slowly make your way to the other side. Pushing the hand down and out through that foot to shift the weight over and stabilize this hip. And sometimes just being here is enough. You have to go to your own place if you want to just have the hand here, stretching that elbow up and over. Ooh. Ooh. Or you can straighten the arm, whatever feels good to you, to give yourself that beautiful stretch. Breathing into the rib cage. Exhale. And we'll do one more nice deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Slowly dropping that top hand. Good. Using both hands to bring yourself back. I like to push back so I'm off my sit bones here to slowly allow those legs to come back in. Woo! And how about giving them a little shake? Yup, 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 yup. Let me do this one. Let's go on to our backs now. So just making your way slowly onto your back. Let's do some nice little rocks, releasing all the tension out at the back. And you can just do some little rocks, or you can create some momentum and really rock. Just whatever you feels good. If this is too much for you, no worries. Just go to wherever feels good to you. Nice. I'm going to drop my feet here. I'm going to straighten one leg, and we're just now going to end
with a nice spinal stretch on both sides. So I'm just gonna lift my one leg up, take the opposite hand to the opposite side of that knee. This arm will be up. And just allow yourself to slowly bring your way over. You might even want to put your foot on the top of that bottom leg, if that feels good. Or you can bring it all the way down. Make this a good one for you. Just relax. So nice to end these deep practices with a nice spinal twist. You guys, when you're ready, bring that leg all the way back. Drop it down. Nice deep breath in before you go to the other side. Exhale. And then bring the other leg up. Opposite hand around. Over. Oh, I'm hearing everything cracking. Again, you can, if you don't want to go all the way over, that top foot can be there. You can even straighten the leg if that feels better to you. And you just get whatever spinal stretch feels nice in your body. Relax and allow the body to just unwind. Deep breath into that rib cage. And then exhale and see if you can go even deeper. Lovely. And then just allow that leg to come back. Dropping both legs down. Arms down by your sides, palms up. Little garment adjustment and get yourself really comfortable in your best corpse pose. If you want something under the knees, under the neck, just take a few additional nice deep breaths in through the belly. Sigh, slow, let all the rest of the congestion go. Just allow yourself to relax and melt into the ground. Just take us through a quick body focus. Putting your focus down into your toes. Your feet, you might even want to wiggle them. Just notice how they're feeling. The ankles, lower legs, knees, all the way up into the upper legs, the quads and the hamstrings. To those beautiful hips, glutes, lower back and belly. Rib cage in the front, rib cage in the back, up to the shoulder blades, solar plexus, the heart space, upper back, shoulders, tops of arms, elbows,
forearms and wrists, and those beautiful hands. To the neck, round the front to the forehead, relaxing the cheeks and the jaw and the throat. Feeling the warmth of the perfect sun on your skin, just melting the rest of the tension away. Soft breeze across your skin, cooling the sweat. Enjoying that beautiful sense